Okay guys, this is one of those videos where a lot of people go, wait, no one told me that. Because if you're on a common blood pressure medication called hydrochlorothiazide, also known as HCTZ, it might be the reason why you're burning faster in the sun, tanning unevenly, or suddenly reacting to sunlight when you never used to. And no, you're not imagining it. This is a real, well-documented side effect. And once you understand the science behind it, it makes total sense. Let's get straight into this, guys. All I ask from you is just to hit the like button down below. It tells YouTube this is worth showing to more people. So if you like learning about health from a scientific perspective in a calm and collected way, consider subscribing too. So let's break this down in a simple way. Hydrochlorothiazide is a thiazide diuretic that's been around since 1959, so there's a lot of data behind it now. In 2023, we had over 31 million prescriptions for it, which goes to show a lot of people take it and maybe not a lot of people know about it. Doctors prescribe it to help lower blood pressure by making your kidneys excrete more sodium and water. It's also used for edema, things like kidney stones if you have a lot of calcium in your pee, and diabetes, because less fluid in the bloodstream means less pressure on the vessel walls. This is going to be great for blood pressure control, heart protection, and stroke prevention, which is also why it's combined with a lot of your other blood pressure lowering medicines like your ACE inhibitors, your ARBs. But here's the catch, guys. Hydrochlorothiazide is photosensitizing. That means it makes your skin more sensitive to ultraviolet light, especially UVA rays, the type of UV that penetrates deeper into the skin and accelerates aging and DNA damage. Scientifically, this happens because hydrochlorothiazide can absorb UV radiation on its own and then release that energy into the surrounding skin tissue. That energy creates reactive oxygen species, basically free radicals, which damage skin cells faster than usual. So instead of your skin handling sunlight normally, it reacts more aggressively, leading to sunburns, rashes, redness, and pigmentation changes with much less exposure. This is why some people on HCTZ say things like, I was outside for just 20 minutes and I burned. I've never been sensitive to the sun before, but now I blister with it. My face gets darker patches when they weren't even there before. And here's the important part. This doesn't happen to everyone. Some people can take hydrochlorothiazide for years and barely notice anything. Other people start reacting within weeks. This comes down to individual differences, skin type, genetics, how your body metabolizes it, how much sun you get, and even what other medications or supplements you're taking. So even though the science clearly shows that hydrochlorothiazide can cause photosensitivity, you don't always know how your body will respond until you're on it. Now let's talk about something that's a little bit more serious, and this part really matters. Long-term use of hydrochlorothiazide has been associated with an increased risk of non-melanoma skin cancers, particularly squamous cell carcinoma. Researchers believe that this is tied to chronic UV-induced DNA damage made worse by the photosensitization over time. This doesn't mean everyone on HCTZ will get skin cancer, but it does mean sun protection is not optional if you're on this medication. These updates came in August of 2020, actually, a little over 5 years ago, which is still fairly new, and maybe a lot of people still don't know of the risk yet. So here's the thing, guys. What should you do if you're taking hydrochlorothiazide? First, don't stop the medication on your own. Blood pressure meds protect your heart, kidney, and brain, and stopping suddenly can be dangerous. This is about managing the side effect, not panicking. Second, sun protection becomes mandatory and not just cosmetic. That means daily broad spectrum sunscreen with SPF 30 or higher, reapplying if you're outdoors, wearing hats, sunglasses, and protective clothing, and avoiding peak sun hours when possible. I left my favorite sunscreen below as an Amazon affiliate, which if you'd like to pick one up, you certainly can down below. Third, watch your skin. If you notice any new rashes, severe sunburns, dark patches, or any spots that don't heal, that's a reason to talk to your doctor or dermatologist. Early detection matters. And finally, medication adjustments are sometimes an option. If photosensitivity is really severe, your doctor may lower the dose, switch you to a different diuretic, or use a different class of blood pressure medications altogether. There are many ways to control blood pressure. This is not a one-size-fits-all situation. So here's the big takeaway, guys. Hydrochlorothiazide is an effective blood pressure medication, but it can make your skin more vulnerable to the sun by increasing UV sensitivity and oxidative stress. Some people feel it strongly, others barely notice it at all, and you often don't know which group you're in until you experience it yourself. The science supports the risk, but your personal response still matters. Also, an interesting note most people really don't know is that hydrochlorothiazide is banned by the World Anti-Doping Agency, not because it's a performance enhancer, but because it has a funny way of vanishing things inside you. Here's how that works. Hydrochlorothiazide increases urine output and alters electrolyte balance, right? Which can dilute urine samples and change how quickly other meds are excreted. This can make it harder to detect performance-enhancing drugs like in drug testing, and because of this masking potential, WADA classifies HCTZ as a prohibited substance in competition, even though it's a common prescription medication. So if you're an athlete, competitive bodybuilder, this med can get you flagged, even if it was legitimately prescribed. That's why therapeutic use exemptions are required in those cases, just FYI. If this video helped connect the dots for you, hit that like button because it helps more people learn about side effects no one explains at the pharmacy. And if you've noticed sun sensitivity on a blood pressure med, drop a comment. Your experience might help someone else realize what's going on. If you know someone taking HCTZ, send them over this video too. Take care of your heart, protect your skin, and I'll see you guys on the next one.